Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we are back at the gorgeous Il Tavolo Di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. And folks, I'm sure you were wondering last week why we were here and not feature any food. So today we're going to give you a 2-for-1, as we like to say in the Hoboken lingo. And we're going to have a food segment at the top of the show and at the bottom of the show. Sandwiched in between is a Josh segment. What are you going to do? But anyway, here to for making her return. Sorry, I'm getting all stumbled on my words here, Jenna. That's why I'm so excited about that. Is our Places Insider, Jenna Piemonte of the Hungryy Traveler. Welcome back to Il Tavolo.
Thank you. Happy to be back, as always.
Exactly. And are you excited that we're doing a 2-for-1 today?
I'm so excited.
Exactly.
So many good dishes to try.
I absolutely love it. All right, Jenna. So now that we're kind of in the spring, although it's been raining every day here, but you know, different story for different. You like to tan, by the way?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just making sure. Anyway, why don't we start? I feel like these dishes are a little springy.
Yeah,
right?
I would say so, because they're light.
Amen to that. And why don't we start with the one right in front of me? What do we have here?
Yes, so they have bruschetta boards here. So we did the roasted tomato one. I'm really excited about it. It looks really, like the bread, I can already see looks really crunchy and perfectly toasted.
Absolutely. So while you dig into that, you know, the folks at home should know that, of course, Il Tavolo di Palmisano, we spoke about this before. We've had their breadboards before. They feature a wide variety of them. So you're definitely going to want to look at the menu and try them all. And was that enough pontificating for Jenna to give her review?
I immediately got that little bit of heat from the hot honey on here, which is what made me want to order this.
Hot honey?
There's hot honey on here.
Oh.
Tomatoes, hot honey. It was really good. I'm on a hot honey kick right now.
I was going to say, that's exactly what I was going to go for. I'm a huge hot honey fan, not going to lie. I mean, I put it on my pizza, I put it on everything. You know, but when you can put it on a bruschetta with just roasted tomatoes, that's like the best of all worlds.
So good.
And is the bruschetta nice and crispy?
It is. It's really crispy. You get the tomato, like the burst of the tomato when you bite into it is so good. It still has a freshness. It's not like overly roasted.
Absolutely.
Super good. I'm loving the honey combo on there. I really am.
Yeah, it's unique. I mean, and that's what you get here at Il Tavolo di Palmisano. Their decor matches their dishes. Their very unique and beautiful decor matches their dishes. All right, Jenna, you know what I'm going to ask you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank the roasted tomato with hot honey?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I absolutely love it. All right, we're going to move this over because I might sneak a piece.
Oh, you should.
Exactly. And we're going to first go to the dish right in front of you. What do you have?
Yes, so we have burrata here. It's on top of arugula. We have some tomato and some roasted peppers.
Nice. So simple, right?
Yeah, and a balsamic drizzle as well.
And while you cut into that, I mean, that is... you get dishes here at Il Tavolo, which of course is the breadboard here with the hot honey and a little more creative. And then you get these traditional Italian dishes, which is of course is burrata with the roasted peppers. And did you say arugula and bruschetta underneath?
I love burrata.
And then we are going to quiz the audience on something as soon as
it's okay.
Yeah, exactly, before you score this. You ready? Here's the quiz. What is the difference between a burrata and just a fresh mozzarella?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I know the answer, but I feel like I'm going to mess up.
No. There's no wrong answer.
The burrata has, oh my God, I can't, I was like, oh my God, I put me on the spot. I can't think of the names of cheese.
And that's why it's a little more creamier, correct? Speaking of which, what do you think?
So good. I got the flaky sea salt in there. There's some good, like, herbs on here, the olive oil, the balsamic, delicious flavor combinations. I got the freshness from the tomato. The arugula gives that little bit of bitterness to even it out.
Wow.
I like it a lot.
Phenomenal. I mean, and Jenna, you
could... ready.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I have my second bite ready to go.
Oh, yeah, well, you dig in while I ask you the next question.
Ooh.
So, no more quizzes though, I promise. But you can see yourself sitting outside Il Tavolo when the weather, finally gets up into the 60s and 70s, which is really, really soon.
Next week.
Exactly. Eating this, correct? This is just a good spring summer dish.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is like super light and easy. Like, I feel like cheese kind of gets a bad rep sometimes where you think it's heavy, you think it's all these things, but really, if you get a good one and it's made right and fresh, it's really not a heavy dish. It's really delicious.
All righty. Since it's so delicious, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the burrata?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. All righty.
I'm a tough one. You know me.
I know, no, but let me tell you, these are just fantastic grades
They're
because you're a
so
tough
good.
grade. All right. Now, and I always like to call this final dish, but today this is really, it could really describe this final dish. And of course, that is the big Mama Jamma. And this is a special here at Il Tavolo di Palmisano. And I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite fishes, but I'll let you explain to the audience what it is.
So we have a bronzino, which is also one of my favorite fishes. It looks so good, perfectly grilled. There's capers on top. We have a little lemon wedge that I'm definitely going to drizzle on top. Broccoli rabe with garlic, and then a risotto on the side.
And this just looks like it's roasted, right or wrong, Jenna?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my
it looks
God.
so
That
good.
is so
It looks crispy.
good. Unbelievable. And
probably get
I was
ready.
talking to the owner before you arrived today, Frank Palmisano, who is, one of the nicest business owners and nicest guys in town. We love you, Frank. And he was like, I'm going to give you guys the bronzino. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I guess he wanted to see me chow down too.
You
But
should.
right when I texted you saying that you were going to have this today, what did you tell me?
I said I love bronzino.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
getting
Oh my God, how
right
easy is that to
here.
cut? By the
So
way?
easy. It's like butter.
Oh my goodness. I'll let you
That
dig in.
skin.
And they do it right here at Il Tavolo di Palmisano. They give you
Always.
the actual whole fish. I mean, believe it or not, I was at a brunch place in a city across the river
Ooh.
that, I think a couple weekends ago or something like that. And they said they had like bronzino fish and chips on the menu. And it was so not what I was expecting.
Bronzino fish and chips.
Exactly. I'm not even going to mention the place because it's not worth talking about. But the one here at Il Tavolo di Palmisano, they look like they do it right.
They do. This is delicious.
Flaky and all that good stuff.
Flaky. You get a slight char from the skin. Really good. Adds another dimension of flavor. I've eaten like 4 bites already.
All right. And you said you love bronzino, which means that you've tried it
do.
at many other restaurants,
Many. I
correct?
had it last night.
Oh, well, I mean, when she says she loves something, I guess she really loves
This
something.
is really, really good.
All
like
right.
seriously.
Yeah, and is that risotto on the side? they
Yeah, the
said?
risotto's really good.
Okay.
Get a little bit
Of the
everything
broccoli?
in here.
That's broccoli rabe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. There's
and-
garlic. Actually, let me get one of these slices of garlic in here.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Jenna, to me, this is such a simple dish,
So simple.
right?
Bronzino, like fish is made to be simple. You just season it correctly, lightly, grill it, and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, the bronzino special here at Il Tavolo di Palmisano.
I don't know if I've ever given a score over 10, but I'm feeling
You cannot break the Richter scale.
an 11 out of 10.
Wow, she
I really
did it.
am. I'm feeling crazy today, but this
Wow.
is so good. Like truly so good.
And one of the best you've had.
One of the best I've had for sure.
Interesting. Very, very
And it just
interesting.
came right off
Wow.
of the bone.
I mean,
so good.
And believe it or not, you're going to come back in about 10, 11, 12 minutes
Yes,
and
I
eat
am.
3 more dishes. Can
I
you
can't
imagine?
wait. I'm so excited.
Exactly. All right, Jenna. Well, don't go anywhere. Jenna Piemonte, of course, is our Places Insider of At the Hungry Traveler, killing it as usual on social media. We look forward to seeing you in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Absolutely. All right, folks, from the Il Tavolo di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street in Hoboken, we are coming back for our final segment. You're not going to want to miss that. And wonderful dishes coming up. We will be right back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host with the most, Josh Sotomayor Einstein, and I'm so glad not to be joined by that bum Biancamano, but by my friend, Dr. David Rosen.
Hey, Josh.
I appreciate you coming on, and I've been told by you, by our wonderful conversations that we've had, that you are a doctor of something that I do anywhere between 3 and 12 hours a day, and that is sleep.
That's correct, yeah.
So tell us about what do you do with sleep, and if I'm dying, if I woke up with a headache this morning.
The second question, that's going to take a lot of exploration to figure that one out. We could talk after. But in terms of what I do with sleep, a sleep medicine physician will help people who are having trouble sleeping. And that could mean not getting enough sleep but feeling like their sleep is unrefreshing, or sleeping too much and not knowing why. And there's a variety of reasons why that could be happening. And we sit and we talk, we have a conversation about it, and we explore how to get to the bottom of it.
So let's say I was a client, I was seeking help. How long is usually that first meeting with you to talk about sleep issues?
It really depends on the sleep problem you're concerned about. So for an issue like obstructive sleep apnea, which a conservative estimate would say about 10% of adult Americans have, 2/3 don't know they have it, that could be a very quick conversation because the signs are oftentimes not that subtle. Loud snoring, choking during sleep, feeling sleepy during the day. So that could be a very quick conversation. A different problem, let's say like insomnia, which is the most common sleep disorder, oftentimes that's 45, 60, even 90 minutes to get to the bottom of it, because that with insomnia, you have a web of issues that you need to untangle to figure out what is promoting the insomnia and how can we attack each of those issues. So very varied approaches that one would need to take.
Well, and to be clear, I don't promote insomnia. I'm anti-insomnia.
Wow.
But I am surprised because I would assume everybody talks about like how they or their mother or their father or their brother has sleep apnea. So I thought that was going to be more prevalent.
Many people are surprised to hear that insomnia is the most common sleep disorder, but obstructive sleep apnea kind of gets a lot of the attention. But part of it is probably because insomnia is very challenging to treat. How many doctors do you know that can sit down with you for 90 minutes or 60 minutes to get to the bottom of something? Sometimes that quick fix or that disease that can be solved in 5 minutes can be a lot more attractive to solve.
I know I have a family member that has definitely suffered from a lack of sleep. And, one time we decided to give this older family member of mine a marijuana gummy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I no longer indulge in marijuana for years now, mostly because it used to make me paranoid. So this family member of mine got a good night's sleep, but then hours after they were awake, fell down for no reason.
I knew that was
so
coming.
we're like, no,
Yeah.
and they did not break their fall with their hands, but rather their head. No concussion, everything was fine, but we're like, yeah, no more weed.
Yeah. So you're touching on a very important issue. The first line treatment, if you go to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, the first line treatment for insomnia is called CBTI, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia, which is basically sitting down with a specialist. It could be a sleep psychologist, or if you have a sleep medicine doctor trained in it, and having many conversations to get to the bottom of things. That takes time. And it's not very, the reimbursements for that are not necessarily there. A lot of times people have to pay out of pocket to get CBTI. So you're touching on a very core issue with the problem of how we as a country are helping people with insomnia, which is we're not really doing a good job of doing it because we don't have the resources. Mm-hmm. And the pill is a seductive quick fix, but it's not the right fix. And oftentimes it can cause more problems than it solves. So the evolution of the sleep industry and sleep medicine industry, I think there is a paradigm shift going on because there are companies that are growing and starting up that are trying to fill that gap that is not being met for people who need help with insomnia but don't have the resources to pay a psychologist out of their pocket 5 or 6 visits to get help with this. So certain companies are trying to streamline this in a more cost-effective way, not accepted by insurance, but this is how our healthcare industry, I think, is evolving, especially in the sleep space. We're struggling. We're struggling to meet the need for insomnia care, for obstructive sleep apnea care, and the marketplace is trying to meet that need. I, myself, as someone who's very focused on efficiency, I decided that I wanted to start a company that focuses on streamlining the care for obstructive sleep apnea, because I would walk into my patient's room and I would see someone, just to backtrack, When we say obstructive sleep apnea, what we mean is someone who is having episodes during the night where they stop breathing, very brief, 10, 20 seconds, sometimes it could be 50 or 60 seconds. And it's due to something blocking the upper airway, either in the throat or in the nose or the back of the mouth.
To be clear, it's not their wife or husband choking them?
Hopefully not.
Okay.
And so those brief episodes, their oxygen drops, there's a stress response, and then they wake up and they gasp for air. They might not even remember it. They fall back asleep. A few minutes later, it happens again. So sleep goes from something that should be refreshing to something that's very fragmented and poor quality. So with obstructive sleep apnea, what I was finding is I would walk into a room and I would see someone who I'm struck with the risk factors for sleep apnea, one of them being obese, a body mass index over 35, male gender, large neck. I could walk into a room, someone immediately having those risk factors, eyes glazed over, and I'm thinking, it took you 2 months to get in front of me. Mm-hmm. It's going to take you a month or two to have a sleep study, maybe, and then a little more time to get back in front of me to review those results, and then a couple more months to get you on treatment. When I wish I could just hand you a treatment right now, because we know what's going on. Oftentimes it's not subtle. So I decided that there needs to be an option in the marketplace for people in a cost-effective way to be able to skip some of those unnecessary steps if you're a good candidate. If it looks like there's nothing else complex going on or no other complex medical issues, let people buy online a home sleep test, show up at the door in a couple of days, and then meet with the doctor to review the results. And it's all in one place. You're not dealing with all these different players, the sleep lab, the medical equipment company, the sleep doctor, where you don't know who's talking to who. Let's simplify it and put it all under one virtual roof. So I've been very happy with that. The company is called Renuma. If you go to renumasleep.com, RENUMA sleep.com.
We'll put that on the screen for everybody.
You can create an account for free, and you can get a free automated sleep apnea risk assessment with an assessment of whether a home sleep test is a good option for you. It's just an educational tool, and you get a free report, which you can do with what you like. And they do offer the option to purchase a sleep study then and there, which shows up in a couple of days. So I've been very happy with that because I was very passionate that there just needed to be an option for people to have a simpler way to get treatment for obstructive sleep apnea. Because the traditional way is not always meeting the need. The deductibles are rising, and even when people want to go through insurance, they have long waits, and they're still paying a lot out of pocket. And 3 months of feeling exhausted is scary. A drowsy driver on the road for 3 months that doesn't need to be happening is a scary thought.
Well, it sounds really, really cool. I mean, just knowing, that my parents, they're young at heart, but, science-wise, they're not actually getting any younger. And as they get older, there's always more medical issues. And, I see with them, even when everything is working perfectly with insurance and whatnot, there's always a process. So if you can cut out some of that middle, like you're talking about, in a safe, effective, and efficient way, that's a good thing.
Yeah. But, we need more help. I'm just focusing a singular focus on obstructive sleep apnea, but I've also been very passionate about just sleep health education in general, giving lectures, making TikTok videos, whatever I can do just to get more knowledge out there. One of my favorite videos was my first TikTok video where I talk about the first step to overcoming insomnia. And the first step, if you have the typical, what we call psychophysiologic insomnia, the first step is 2 words. You know what those two words are? It's okay. It's okay to have a bad night of sleep.
Very nice.
And when you learn and internalize that idea, you start to no longer have that anxiety about a bad night of sleep. And I've met people, I remember patients, I noticed the patients who've been struggling with insomnia for decades, when I tell them that, they say, oh yeah, I got that. I'm there. What's the next step? It's the people who are still struggling it for months or years, they haven't gotten there yet, and they're checking the clock at 2 a.m. How many more hours of sleep can I get? 3 a.m., how many more hours of sleep can I get? And that anxiety is driving the insomnia more and more. So that first step is learning to say, you know what, it's okay. I've gotten through it before, and I'll get through it again.
Terrific. Well, doctor, I know we talked about sleep, but you didn't put me to sleep. You didn't put anyone out there in TV land to sleep. Thanks for coming on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. Back here at Il Tavolo Di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street, as promised. And still joining us, and you know she wasn't going to run away from these fabulous dishes, is of course our Places Insider, Jenna Piemonte at the Hungryy Traveler. Did you get more hungry in the last 12 minutes?
I'm salivating at the dishes and the garlic smell. I can't wait.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because we spoke about this before the segment started. And you said that you love any type of garlic dishes. Usually people get embarrassed by that.
No.
I don't.
Carry mints, come on.
Amen. Amen. Especially if you're on a date, just carry mint.
Just carry mint. And
And
you know what? They should like you anyway.
Ex-
You know what? Maybe they should like you more if you smell or taste like garlic.
Well, this is like turning into a dating show right now, but I'm loving it, not gonna lie. Exactly. All right, Jenna. All right, now, we're gonna carve you up this segment, you know, because earlier in the segment we had a fish, we had a little bit of a bread, and we had a burrata, but now we have two pasta dishes. But what I want to start with is the dish in the middle. What do we have here?
We have some garlic shrimp, so it's in a garlic white wine butter sauce with crostini under there that have been soaking in those juices. I'm so excited about it. I can't stop staring at it.
So
Let's get into it.
I'm really, really interested in your technique right now. Are you going to grab a crostini with shrimp on top? What are you going to do?
I think I have to go with a fork and knife. I got to cut it because otherwise I'm worried that because the bread has been soaking up those delicious juices, it'll like fall with the
apart.
weight of the shrimp.
All right. Well, you know what? You're on, sister.
I'm on.
I absolutely love it. And again, folks, I mean, Jenna is still salivating at the branzino that she had a little earlier today.
I can't wait.
Or
to
earlier
finish
this
that.
episode, I should say. So, oh my God, look at you. You know what? I have to admit, I didn't think your technique was going to work.
I got the technique.
But the technique is there. All right. And Jenna, I'm going to shock you while you chew. Because I'm going in for a shrimp as well.
Do it.
Because
The
garlic
crust-
shrimp? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm excited. The
No,
crust is still crunchy. Oh, I know.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I'm going in for a second bite.
Oh my goodness. The flavor. Talk to me about the flavor.
You're getting the garlic, but it's not like punching you in the face, which is great. You're getting a little hint of lemon in there, the butter, the olive oil, the parsley.
That is good.
I'm loving it.
And
The
that's a
shrimp
white
is also
wine
cooked
sauce?
perfectly. Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
The shrimp is cooked so perfectly as well.
I agree.
You know, sometimes it's so easy to overcook shrimp. This is
Totally.
good. It still has that like, I don't want to call it juiciness because I don't know if I necessarily call shrimp juicy, but it's got that perfect texture.
That's right. And I want to go back to, overcooking
Yeah.
shrimp. It almost gets, this is a very, very Italian terminology, mouchate, as we like
Yeah.
to say, right?
Yeah.
And that is not mouchate at all. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
All right, Jenna, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this garlic shrimp?
A 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, starting off hot.
It's so good. I mean, the fact that the crust of the bread is still crunchy and then it's soaked up all that flavor with the shrimp, it's so good.
Fantastic.
So good.
All right, since we're on a garlic twist, the next dish, and Jenna, I have to tell you, we had our guest contributor, Mr. Frank Rosner, on not too long ago,
Yeah?
trying this dish in front of you, and it was so good that we wanted to present it to the audience again. What is it?
It is aglio e olio.
Spaghetti aglio olio.
Yes.
Can you say that?
You
for
say
me?
it better than me.
Ah,
I'm not going
you
to do it
know,
again.
when
I
your
say it like an
parents-
American Italian, and you say it like a real Italian.
Hey, any Italian is a good Italian to me, all right? Let me tell
I'm
you.
give it a little toss
Oh,
around
look at
because of the juices. Like
That
from
is
the
something that Frank
not
Rosner
the
did not
juices,
do.
the sauce. Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, spaghetti aglio olio is so, I wouldn't say it's heavy by any means, and it's almost healthy for you.
It is because garlic is so good for you.
I agree.
Garlic and olive oil, they're so good for you. I mean, you can't
Exactly.
go wrong.
Exactly.
And it's so rare to find these here, like this dish.
Totally.
in America, I feel like.
Totally. And for those people that are, a little more health conscious at home, this is certainly the dish that you want instead of maybe a little more saucy dish, which we'll get to next. So
Super easy to make at home too. Have you ever made this? I made it.
Well, listen, we might start a cooking program soon. But,
That'd be too fun.
I know. Talk to me.
Really good. You can tell that the pasta is fresh made. It's really light. I'm loving the slices of garlic in here.
And we rarely do a dish twice here at Il Tavolo Di Palmisano. Sometimes we do, because if it's so good, why not have it again? So, but this was one of them that we wanted to bring back.
I would
Just for
totally
you.
eat this again.
Totally.
Totally eat this again.
Give me a rating out of 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, all right. So far we're at the 95 percentile. Who's saying projectile? Anyway, let's move on to our final dish, which is the big Mama Jamma. Not as big as the branzino that we had a little earlier today. What do we have here?
So we have stuffed rigatoni with spicy vodka sauce and a burrata on the side, which I think we got to put the burrata on top, crack it open. What do you think?
I think you guys have to work your magic, absolutely.
I do.
And did you see I was actually ready to dig in?
You
and
were.
then-
And I was like, no, we need to get the full experience
Exactly.
here.
Especially what you talked about earlier in the episode of how great the burrata was. So,
Burrata is really good here. Fresh, delicious.
did
Ugh.
you say it was in a vodka sauce, by the way?
Yes, it is in a vodka sauce.
Spicy
The vodka sauce here is so good. I love it. I talk about it on here a lot.
Why do you think vodka sauce, by the way, is so popular these days?
I don't know.
I feel like
I
it's
feel like we're going through a spice revolution. Like people are really digging spicy margaritas, spicy this, spicy that.
Okay.
So I feel like that kind of lends the hand to it.
I like the way that the only thing she dropped was an alcoholic drink, spicy margarita, which, by the way, I think is possibly on the menu here. But don't
think
quote
it
me
is.
in there.
Oh,
You
I know it is actually. I looked before this.
Oh my God.
It's really good. I'm already, going for the second bite.
And they're stuffed with ricotta, right?
Stuffed perfectly. They're not overflowing. They're cooked perfectly. Sometimes when you get a stuffed pasta, it starts to kind of fall apart because it's mushad,
Mushad. Oh,
Mushad.
Oh,
as we would all say.
I love it.
But no, it's cooked perfectly. It's delicious. 10 out of 10.
10
I beat you to it.
9.75 she averaged out of 10. I think earlier in the segment you broke the Richter scale, which is
I did.
okay. We'll allow that one time. But I think if you average those scores, it was about a 9.5. I think it's just another typical day at Il Tavolo Di Palmisano.
I think it is, honestly. Yeah. It never is not good.
Oh
It is always good all the time.
Right. It really, really is. And they don't even play it for the cameras, folks. I come here often, and it is just absolutely aces every time I come here. Would you agree?
I totally agree.
Exactly.
1000% agree. Whether it's brunch or dinner, always good.
I love it. Well, Jenna Piemonte, our Places Insider of At the Hungry Traveler. We look forward to seeing you on a future show.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Whether you're here or elsewhere,
Anywhere.
Exactly, Thanks again. I really, really appreciate it. All right, folks, from Il Tavolo di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street. Thank you for staying for our bonus food episode. We know you people at home are going to love having 2 segments of food because we know that Jenna loves it. And of course, I love it as well. All right, folks, join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.